Hey YouTube, maniére, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making Kari Ourite. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and leave your notification bell on at all times so you could get more fun content like this. Let's get into it.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán y la gente me dice cómo es. El rey de la selva. Jane es perfecta gracias a sus raíces. ¿Sabes cómo es? El rey de la selva. Ando con mis leones cazando los ciervos. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la selva. Yo soy de fiesta de leones a cerdo. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la selva.
So, as promised, we're making Kari Ourite, which is octopus curry. And we're making paratha, which is one type of Indian bread. If you want to come closer, I'll show you the ingredients that you need for the Kari Ourite. And yes, I am blonde. Full Kari Ourite, you will obviously need octopus. This one has been boiled and cooked already. A lot of people always ask, how do you know when octopus is cooked? While you're boiling it, cut a piece, taste it, you know when it's cooked. Can't go wrong this way. We need some peeled canned tomatoes, onions, cilantro, nice and fresh, tomato, tamarind paste, essential, thyme leaves, curry leaves, ginger garlic paste, chili flakes, and special curry powder that we brought from Mauritius. Put a pot on your stove, turn it on medium heat, add 4 tablespoons of canola oil and let it warm up. While this is going, let's do the onions. You want to dice it up. Not too fine, but not too thick either. Once your onion is cut, your pot should be right on cue. Let's put the onions in. We are going to cook these onions down slowly and surely. Once the onions start to brown, we are going to add the curry leaves and the thyme leaves and cook those down for a bit. I really like the flavor in the curry leaves. It just makes that dish pop so much more. Once your curry leaves and thyme leaves look cooked and they turn translucent is when we are going to add the curry powder. So this curry powder actually is a mixture of coriander powder, cumin, ginger garlic, cinnamon, cloves, pepper, star anise, cardamom, turmeric, chickpea flour, curry leaves, chili. It's a whole bunch of spices just like crumbled together into this superb mixture. Yeah, you want to roast this down all the way and make sure that all the oil from the spices are pulled out and mixes with your onions and your curry leaf. Just cook it down all the way, make sure you don't burn it, turn your heat down a little if you're not too sure. And just let these spices cook and cook and cook until you see them start bubbling less and less. Once your spice have been roasted, you'll notice that they will bubble less and less and it will look more than like a crumbly paste more than anything else is when you want to add your ginger and garlic paste. Once your ginger garlic paste is toasted enough and is cooked enough, you want to add half the tomatoes. Mix this in, turn your heat down and stir occasionally. Let all the water from this mixture evaporate. So you want to give the spices a chance to rehydrate, and then once they start to dry out, to push out a little more of the oil, a little more of the flavor. Don't worry, we're going to add the other half pretty soon. Once the tomatoes are cooked the first time and you see that it turns back into a paste, add in your chili flakes. Once the chili flakes are toasted, add the rest of your tomatoes, mix everything in, and take it off the flame. Now that we've turned off the heat, we are going to blitz it. Once you turn the curry into a paste again, we are going to add the octopus. So once the octopus is mixed in our curry here, we are going to gently turn this back on a low simmer. This is gonna cook for at least 30 minutes. We want the octopus to absorb all this tomato and all the spices. Now that the octopus curry is cooking, let's make the farata together. You want to start by mixing your oil into your flour. Give it a quick stir. You don't mix it thoroughly. Once you don't see the oil anymore, add in your hot boiling water preferably. Just makes it so much smoother and so much like softer. You want to start working it with a spatula because it's going to be very hot at this point. Later we're going to put it on the workstation and work it with our hands. Once they form big lumps and you're not able to mix it in the bowl anymore, take a little of the dough, feel how warm it is. If you are comfortable with the heat that's in the dough, we should put it on your workstation and you should start working it with your hands. We are going to let this rest for 10 minutes with just a warm, damp cloth over it. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, your dough should be ready. It should still feel a little warm and appeasing, just like a friend. We are going to divide it into equal dough ball sizes. I am going to roll these down, and all you need to do is very minimal amount of flour. Dip your dough ball into it both sides and then just work it with your hands. Make sure it goes flat as much as you can with your hands. Take a rolling pin and roll it down. So once you roll it to, I would say, 2-3 millimeters thick, this is when it's good to put in your pan. Make sure your pan is warmed up and hot to go. Just a little spray of oil. You don't want it to cook because you don't want it to burn. That's it. And maybe that one spray of oil will be enough to cook 3-4 paratas in it. You just don't want it to start burning because of the flour. Once your pan is hot enough, put in your paratha and it should sizzle right away.
Legs to the beat.
Right, does it look good? It looks really good. Let's put the second one in. You don't want to put any oil at this point until you cook 3 or 4. After 30 minutes, our octopus should be ready. But first of all, let's soak the tamarind. You want to put hot water in it, and then use a spoon. Don't use your fingers, don't burn yourself. Stir it around, make sure that the tamarind absorbs the water and dissolves a little. While the tamarind is soaking away, I'm going to cut up the rest of the garnish. So I'm going to coarsely chop that cilantro, coriander. You don't want it chopped too fine. Coriander or cilantro, if you chop it too fine, it will turn black. So that's one of the reasons why you chop it as less as possible. And the tomato, you could either slice it, dice it, however you want to cut it. It will just add a little burst of freshness in your Kari Ourite. As you can see, it has more of a paste consistency than a curry consistency. This is where tamarind water comes into play. The tamarind also is there to bring a little tanginess, which kind of reminds you of a hot day at the sea where you're gonna have the tamarind lime drink. So make sure that you put all of that tamarind water into your curry and give it a quick stir. This should just refresh the color of your curry as well. You will notice that it will turn really bright, vibrant yellow, or just a little lighter version of the color that you had. And we are going to put the tomato in there as well. And you want to use the bottom of your cilantro to mix in your curry first. Keep some later for garnishing on top. It just creates that wow effect. And this is also where we are going to season it. Very important to season it at the very end. When everything else in there, when the tamarinds in there, when the spices are in there, when the fresh ingredients are in here. Now everything is ready, I think we should plate it together. This octopus curry looks really pretty. It's a really nice like yellow, deep yellow, really deep yellow. I like it. It smells so good. You want to put a good amount on the bottom of your bowl. And remember the fresh tomatoes and the fresh cilantro that we had put in earlier? So I saved just a little of it, so you can just sprinkle it on top, just to make it pop a little more. Be a little, I don't know, adventurous, I would say. And then put a little green on top. Always save some greens to put on top. How pretty is that? Let's do the same for the paratha as well. I took the liberty of rolling them like this. If you want to know how to roll them like this, I will show you. It's pretty easy. So you take a paratha, you fold it in half, you fold it in half again, and then you fold it in half again. You make however much is going to fit in your bowl, and you put the pointy side down. Make sure that you hold all of them together. You don't want there to be too many, because I want to show you the effect that you want, the visual effect that you want. You want them to be like slightly opening, so it's really easy to grab. If you grab one and you pull it out, it comes out like a paper towel, like a handkerchief kind of almost. So this is ready. Let's go and taste this. You want to grab a roti. You want to unfold it, the fold that you previously made that was like so nice. You want to break a piece, like I would say bite size, something that you can put in your mouth. You are going to scoop some, I actually do one piece of octopus and some amber a la pickle, and I'm going to enjoy this.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán y la gente me dice cómo es. El rey de la selva. Jane es perfecta gracias a sus raíces. ¿Sabes cómo es? El rey de la selva. Ando con mi leona.